Hey guys, today we're going to be giving our review on X-Men 97, Episode 7. To me, my nerds.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Online Podcast. I am the nerd with a little bit of laughs. They're coming back here with
Nerd with knowledge.
That's right. And today we're going to be talking about Episode 7, Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
It's getting better. I needed this episode.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. There's some things that happened in the episode that I really enjoyed
big things,
and
yeah.
I needed. So yeah, we're going to get into that for sure. But first, we got some nerd news, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Lots of nerd news coming up.
All right, first thing we got is the X-Men 97 directors want to take on the MCU's live-action X-Men movies.
Hell yeah.
I'm all for it.
And I'll jump ahead now. Bring back Bodemail.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bring
You
it
said
back.
you said it last week. And
I'll say it every week.
Yeah.
Every time we cover anything X-Men, 97 related at least.
Yeah.
Bring back Bodemail. He's killing it. I think
absolutely.
this was great. A great show. Yeah, I'm with it.
I'm excited for season 2. If this is how season 1 is going,
Yeah.
for sure. What else we got?
Two things not X-Men or Marvel related. Jeff Bridges is confirmed to come back in Tron 3. So he apparently didn't die, or might be like a flashback from him being
Yeah, there was theories about that when it ended that he wasn't actually dead.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's big. I like him. He was in the first and second now, and now in the third. I'm liking it. That just means there could potentially be more. More
Yeah,
Tron.
and it's the best way to close off that trilogy, having the guy that started it finish it
off. Yeah. And then May 4th is coming up. May the 4th be with you.
Absolutely.
And then Tales of the Empire. All 6 episodes are going to drop at the same time on Saturday, May 4th.
Yeah.
And I'm with that. I can't wait for it. Tales of the Jedi was really good. We got to see a little bit of background of Ahsoka and Count Dooku. So we'll see.
Dooku.
Even Dooku. Even though Dooku kind of goes to the dark side, he did start off as a Jedi, and it shows why he transitioned over. So maybe we'll get to see, Plagueis and Palpatine. Those are two of the more prominent ones. But for Tales of the Empire, are there any dark side users or that side that you want to see, like the origin stories of? Like Darth Maul's upcoming on Dathomir.
Yeah, that was the number one I would like to see is Darth Maul. I don't know if there's any other character that I've invested in that I haven't seen already.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be all for just finding out origin stories of new characters.
Okay.
Because I still haven't run through Clone Wars yet.
Okay.
I did Rebels, but not Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So
and you got a decent amount of Darth Maul and Rebels. So
yeah.
But
still, his origin story would be pretty dope to see.
Yeah. I think if this is just my speculation, if we see Darth Plagueis highlighted in this Tales of the Empire, I think he's going to be the bad person in that in the Acolyte series.
Oh, that's a good theory.
Yeah,
especially if that timeline matches up. Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? Because Acolyte's going to come out very soon too. And we don't know who the bad is, but that's it. Outside of the
Oh, you know what? There's one more. Darth Talon.
Okay.
Who my wife wants to cosplay as.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see him because I only know very, very little about her.
Right.
So her origin story would be pretty dope to see.
Speaking of your wife, she just celebrated her birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the wife. Yeah. And then we went to C2E2. It was awesome. We didn't get to see any of you guys. I had the gifts ready, but nobody ran into us. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun this year. What else we got? Yes.
Hey.
We bought a lightsaber, and it turned out, and I don't know if this is the universe aligning.
Definitely was.
But it was her birthday.
Yeah.
And we did the mystery box to get a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You want to know what color it was?
I already know.
It was red.
Yep.
That's right. Red.
It was the dark side manipulating it. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Force.
Yep. All right. So what else we got?
That's it outside of the Marvel universe. What we have a lot of speculations of people coming in.
Yeah, a bunch of cameos,
being in
right?
Deadpool. Yeah, so Jennifer Garner is basically a rap. There is an image of a female arm.
And like the top of her head.
Yeah, so it could be like Daphne Keane playing Weapon or X-23, or it could be Jennifer Gardner. We don't see the hands, so either they're holding size or it's the two blades.
Yeah,
well, that's to be TBD. Chris Hemsworth is apparently supposed to reprise his role as Thor.
Awesome.
In Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, he's always said that he will come back to play Thor as long as the fans want him to.
Yeah,
but there was he did this like DNA testing and found out that he has genetic markers on both sides of his parents for
some cancer. No,
for Alzheimer's. So that I didn't know if that was going to affect his decision on continuing to play Thor, or if he was going to take time to figure that whole situation out. So, but with this news coming out, it looks like it's.
I don't think he's done for a while. I mean, if anything, he's going to want to get as much as he can out right now before stuff like that happens.
I mean, him being in great health, I'm sure would help.
Yeah, the guy's jacked.
Yeah, so.
So Chris Hemsworth in Deadpool and Wolverine, and then some other news, speculations of Daisy and Elena being part of Armor Wars and Secret Wars.
Yes.
Those of you that don't know, Daisy and Elena are two characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Daisy
played Quake.
Daisy, what's that? Johnson played Quake, who was initially an Inhuman.
Correct.
Can maybe be transitioned into a mutant. We'll see what happens. Then Elena is also an Inhuman, and she's like a speedster.
Elena Rodriguez, her nickname was Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo, yeah.
Yeah, but do you think that will change? Or because they have said that, all the Netflix and all those series are canon.
They're canon in probably another universe.
Oh, that's a good point.
They could be another universe. I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did crossover where like Nick Fury showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a couple episodes, and then there was that busy week. There was that episode where Coulson got the helicarrier right before Age of Ultron to give it to what's his name, to Nick Fury.
Oh,
and then he brought the helicarrier to the floating rock to evacuate everybody.
Oh, right.
So those episodes kind of fell in place, right. So that there's connections there where it could be canon.
Yeah, because that series was running, and I remember after Thor: Dark World, they had an episode where they went to that like university that Thor was fighting, the Dark Elf. Yeah, and they were running. They kind of tied it in, so they were actually at the same place.
Yeah, in England, right?
Yeah, they were in the aftermath of it. Right. So they were studying stuff. But
so it could very well happen. Mm-hmm. It could just be that they've been running covert missions, kind of like... Yeah, just, they're just the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.s, they're totally underground right now, So.
Well, it also depends on when they bring them in, because the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the show ended with...
them in time travel.
Well, no, each member of the team went their separate ways.
Yeah.
And they were doing their own thing, so it depends on...
so you think it can be post the show?
Yeah, either. That's what I'm saying. It depends on where we see them and when we see them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
If it's only them two, I would imagine it's post-show, because then it's easier to bring in each character individually.
Yeah, I agree.
Or have them two come in and just...
And they're Inhumans,
Yeah.
So traditionally... so Kamala Khan's character is new. It's newer. Mm-hmm. Right, for her to be, she was always supposed to be a mutant, but because mutants and all of that were owned by Fox, when the comic was written, they made her into an Inhuman. Mm-hmm. So since Marvel couldn't use mutants, they created Inhumans. Right. There were already Inhumans that existed, like Black Bolt, and he's the king of the Inhumans. Medusa, his wife, and the dog. I forget what his name is. And so, like, that teleports them all over the place. So there was, like, all of that lore already established. Mm-hmm. But they dove more into it. And any new characters that they wanted to be a mutant, they had to make them Inhumans, because they didn't want to let Fox have more ammo to make more movies and stuff like that. Right. So I think that's why they changed Marvel Girls, or Miss Marvel's, origin to be a mutant instead of an inhuman, how she traditionally is in the comics.
Yeah,
how she started off. So that's kind of cool. Maybe that's why they're bringing in Inhumans, and maybe she's a hybrid between, and they stay true to her being a mutant and also an Inhuman. You know what I mean? So
they find a way to like weave that to be the same thing.
Right. So maybe her being an Inhuman, a mutant, allowed her to manipulate the light power.
Yeah, because her powers aren't the same as in the comics.
Right.
So that could be a way that they say that like the Inhuman changed her the mutant gene.
Right. So because we know that people have powers and are mutants. Like Franklin Richards is the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and then they give birth to an Omega level mutant.
Right.
So he has powers already from his parents being altered, mutated of some sort, but not mutants. But then was born a mutant. So the mutant gene can exist in anybody. Unfortunately, the mutant gene only comes up during like a lot of stress or trauma. So hopefully nothing crazy happens to
which we see that in this episode, which we'll get to, but
right. Perfect. Yeah. Yep. We do, but maybe that's how she'll be introduced in Secret Wars, because that's the second movie already, right?
So it's coming.
Yeah.
Where that's why I say it depends on when and where they see them.
That's true.
But all right, what other cameos you got?
Chris Evans in Secret Wars. It's basically a done deal, they're saying. So I'm with it. And you got to think, if Chris Evans is, and Chris Hemsworth, the OG3 are almost whole.
Well, we did see that. Wasn't it speculation? I don't know if it was speculation or confirmed that Robert Downey said he would come back.
He said he would.
We talked about that.
And he had an interview where they were asking him. He's like, at first initially I was against it. Like I wouldn't. What's the word? I think he was referring to his interview with Joe Rogan when he's like, wouldn't it do injustice like the
role? Oh, wouldn't you feel cheated?
Cheated, right? Yeah, right. And he's like, no, I was born for this role. I think he's fully embraced that. It's inevitable. He's gonna come back from time to time.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see all of them back. Yep. And then that's pretty much it for speculations.
Okay. I have some news. So I remember we talked about last episode. My guy Ross Marquand. This is actually his 5th role in the MCU with this X-Men 97 series. Him, right? Yeah, I met him at C2E2 a few years ago.
Which I didn't know who the heck this guy was, but you told me who he was.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up his.
So from my memory, he played Red Skull. He voiced Red Skull in Endgame.
In Endgame.
And
here it goes.
Not Endgame.
Yeah, in Endgame. He because when they went to get the Soul Stone.
Well, Infinity War first.
No, Infinity War.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's credited in Infinity War. I just know for Endgame, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Credit. So in Avengers Endgame and
Infinity War and Infinity War.
Yeah.
Well, because that's how Thanos got the stone, because he threw to Gamora. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He was Ultron. In What If?
Yeah.
He was Werner in What If?
Yeah, the AI.
Yeah. And then he was the
Charles Xavier.
Yeah, Charles Xavier in this one, in X-Men 97, and then he was the bots in Multiverse of Madness, the
Ultron bots.
The Ultron bots, yeah. That I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Until I saw this post that you sent us. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool what voice actors can do. We see some do live action stuff and some do transition, and it just kind of stay as voice actors,
And he's incredibly talented, man. He could not only can he make voices up from his own talent, but he's a great impersonist. Is that the word? Impersonator.
Impersonator. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because when he would be on Talking Dead, the host would have him do other actors and stuff like that. It's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah?
And he gets pretty dead on to the voice.
Okay. Similar to how Jimmy Fallon has his segment where musical impression.
Oh, yeah.
And then he has them sing a genre and then a certain person's voice.
Exactly. Yeah, this was just more of like a talk show feel, so we would talk about it stuff. And then we also have new images of Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez.
Oh, yeah, in Brave New World.
Brave New World, yeah. And it looks pretty dope.
pretty comic book accurate. It's not as vibrant in colors. The orange and the I think it was green initially. This is like a dark teal kind of situation, but I think that's more like covert ops situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks cool.
Well, yeah, in the comics, everything's going to be more vibrant, and then when you transition into real world, we want to make it less, just to make it
I mean, because before Falcon becomes Captain America, his suit he had like all white leotard situation.
In the comics,
and then like the red wings and stuff like that, and so
which they tried to mimic that a little bit in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I like their adaptation of it where it wasn't pure just all white.
It was gray.
It was mixed with blue more a little
really?
bit. It was white.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was.
Oh, you're talking about.
In the show, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, right. But you're talking about his Captain America suit.
Correct.
I'm talking about his
Falcon suit.
His Falcon suit initially.
Gotcha. Okay.
The OG one, yeah. Okay. And then he had like a mental telepathy with Red Wing was an actual bird. Yeah. It wasn't the digital or not the digital, the drone that he has that comes out of his pack. And his powers were kind of like I guess essentially he had powers
because he could fly on his own, correct?
With wings, yeah.
Yeah.
With the wings, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. All right. We got anything else?
Bodemile just says basically settle up. 8 through 10 is my big one.
Which, if you look at the way it's written out, he says 8 through 10 is my big one. Winky face. And I'm like, double entendre much because
I didn't read it that way. This guy went straight to the gutter on that.
My mind works that way always.
Typically mine does too, but that just went right over me.
That's because you're distracted by the X-Men mutant
This is true.
news,
I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
And I'll say it again. Bring his ass back, Marvel.
Yes.
Because if season 3 flops, they know why.
Yeah.
And if they do a live action, bring him back for a live action, dude.
And we all know that the powers that be Disney or whoever it is, they come back and rehire. They've done it with James Gunn.
Yeah.
But we don't.
The crappy thing is that we don't know why he got let go.
Yeah, we don't.
Nobody knows. Some people know.
The people that fired him.
And I'm surprised they're not like on his ass about like the post that he's putting up. Like, you think this is like kind of staged?
To bring more hype to the show?
Maybe.
I wouldn't put it past it. I mean, It's showbiz.
I mean, there's a theory that Disney does a lot of weird things. There's a theory that Walt Disney's frozen underneath the Magic Kingdom
that
castle.
thing's been a theory for years since we were kids.
Yeah. So I'm with it.
You want to see Disney's head frozen?
No. I want to.
I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of the baseball player, but they did say that his whole body is frozen in animation, right? Walt Disney?
An animation?
Not an animation.
Just frozen.
Just frozen,
like
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, because...
Suspended animation. That's the fucking phrase I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's frozen, and basically, because he died of cancer, he wants to... If the cure of cancer ever came back, they would want him to... he would want to be revived and then brought back to life. With the cure.
Cured, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's true or not, I don't know.
That's some.
But I do know there's like underground all through Disney. Not like a secret underground, but like that's where the employees kind of go through. Because you never see employees if they're out in uniform, they have to work.
Right.
Otherwise, when they're in between breaks or switching between rides and stuff like that, there's back entrances.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of that, so
yeah. Okay.
So,
that was our little sidetrack tangent. For the episode.
Yeah. But I guess that's it for nerd news, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Say less. Back on over to Spitfire round.
Yes.
I got a fun one.
I brought it back within a close margin, and I'm hoping to tie it.
What's the score? I forgot.
4, you 4, me 3.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
Oh, yeah, because you scored last week.
Correct.
Got it.
So, who's going first?
I'll go first again.
All right.
Marvel heroes that came back to life after death. Being snapped away doesn't count. They were confirmed dead. They came back to life.
Okay. Fuck. All right. Well, you gotta get the timer ready.
Oh,
so now I get a little bit more time to think because you keep forgetting to get the timer ready. Marvel. Only Marvel. Okay. So Deadpool. Tony Stark in Avengers. He didn't have a heartbeat, and then Hulk.
Okay,
screamed,
I'll give it to you.
Damn, I'm drawing a blank.
Three, 2, 1, time.
Black Widow.
No,
Fuck.
she dies.
I know.
She dead.
I want
She
her to
dead.
come
Dead. She dead. Dead.
What were you thinking?
So Jean Grey has died multiple times.
Yeah, fuck.
She just came back.
Yeah.
Wonder Man has died. Thor has died and came back.
Oh, see, Wonder Man. I know nothing about Wonder Man.
He's actually pretty powerful. Professor X has died, and then his astral projection had survived.
That's right. That was even in the movies where he came back under that person's that was in a coma. He transferred his conscience into him.
That's right.
I didn't think of
Wolverine technically finally died, and then he ended up coming back to life. And then that's when he had his new set of powers where he can ignite his adamantium claws.
Oh, I never read that.
Yeah.
Comic line.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're like
shit.
lightsabers basically. So not only were they already indestructible,
Yeah.
now they're lightsabers. They can cut through anything.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Steve Rogers had died during Civil War. He was shot by Sharon Carter,
Oh wow.
and he died. In
A lot of this is the comic runs.
Yeah.
There's that's
Spider-Man has died.
Oh shit.
That's when Doc Ock takes over.
Oh, okay. He transferred his consciousness into him. Okay.
But Peter Parker had died, and then there's a bit of Peter Parker still in there. He eventually came back.
All right.
Bucky dies.
Okay.
That's pretty straightforward.
All
So
right.
Bucky, yeah. But yeah, I'm up. So what you got?
Alrighty, you got the timer ready?
I am ready.
All right. Across the board.
Just hit start.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
So across the board, characters that have tattoos. Go. Look down, because don't cheat.
No, what's the guy from Elektra? He has tattoos and they come out of him. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Nope.
Okay. Damn. Not many, really.
Across the board.
Iron Fist, he has the freaking
Yes,
thing on his
one.
chest. Wow, I can't think of any that have tattoos. Joker, I guess.
2,
And Harley Quinn.
3. Fuck you. That's it. Damn it! I was so close to getting it. There was like 1 second left, and you named Harley.
Who has tattoos?
Diablo.
Diablo.
Aang. I would have caught an
Oh,
Aang.
shit, Aang!
I kept saying across
Airbenders.
the board,
Yeah,
trying to give
yeah,
it to you.
yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't think of any. I was thinking villains because usually they do, and
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't think of anybody.
Thor. He has a whole back tattoo now. You
I forgot about that. Oh man, dude! If I would have went freaking Avatar, I would have been like Monkey Atsu, all of the Airbenders masters.
I was hoping to tie you up with it. Shit. You
That's
got it
pretty
right
cool.
at the last
Language.
second. That was good. Good stuff. All right.
All right. So
now up 5-3.
There, you know how I was thinking about villains yesterday. April 29th was National Villain Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's your favorite villain? Everyone knows mine.
Yeah. My favorite villain. Is he up there? Because I remember we did the villains episode, and I can't. Did I say Joker?
I think you said Joker. I think you and Victor said Joker. Is
Yeah.
your favorite villain.
And I don't think that's changed. I don't know. My favorite Marvel villain. Yeah, it's got to be Thanos.
Yeah. He's my favorite villain of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Joker.
Yeah.
Just because of he's a fucking mastermind, genius mastermind in what he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah. Oh, so we didn't budge.
All
yeah,
right,
we
yeah.
stayed where we were at. But I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Yesterday was National Villains Day.
Nice.
And then on the eve of the next episode, episode 8, let's get into episode 7.
Nice. All right, yeah, let's do it. So I don't know about you, but I really needed this episode, especially as you know how I felt about the last one.
Yeah.
Well, the last 2 anyway. We opened up on
Oh, you're talking about how the episode starts?
yes.
Well, have you been paying attention to
The intros?
the intro
Yeah.
and like the previously on? It's voiced by somebody different almost every week.
That I didn't know.
And the person that's voicing it is usually the person that episode is focused on. So remember it was Gambit.
Oh,
Last
shit.
episode was Storm. This episode was Rogue. and they've always been like the focus of the episode.
Nice.
So it's kind of something cool I picked up on. And then the intro continues to show Apocalypse and Cable, even though we have not seen Apocalypse at all through any of these episodes.
Which is, now that Bo DeMayo came out with that news, he's probably saving those for 8 through 10.
Yeah. If not, I think episode 10 we'll see a glimpse of Apocalypse. He's the one that was pulling the strings this whole time. And it'll be the cliffhanger leading into season 2.
That's a good theory, man.
And then we see Storm, Forge, and Logan standing. Like, Storm is back to her mohawk. She has, like, this jean.
You're still talking about the intro, right?
The intro, okay. Yeah. So some of the images change. We still continue to see Master Mold and Nimrod, which pays off at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense why we keep seeing this. That's why most people were speculating Bastion to come at some point. I didn't see him in any previous episodes outside of in Forge's, like the picture of Forge, and then it's there's a picture of Forge in the middle and his arms around.
Oh yeah, one of the pictures he shows Storm, right?
It's on the wall. He doesn't show her, but it's on the wall, and then Bastion's face is being covered by another picture.
Oh.
But you can see like his purple get up situation.
All right.
And then he has his arm around, what's the person that Mystique plays? Like, or not plays, but she in the X-Men 97 she turns into this professor.
X-Men 97, this show.
I'm sorry, X-Men animated series.
Oh, okay.
She poses as the scientist, and turns out it was Mystique the whole time working with.
Oh, I don't remember that.
But yeah, so that's who it is. So the person Forge thinks it's the professor guy, the scientist dude, but it's not. It's actually Mystique.
Oh, okay.
But that's why I think. Oh, I don't want to jump too far ahead.
All right.
But anyways, yeah. So those are some of the things. Then we see Dark Phoenix again. I feel like maybe Madeline Pryor and Jean are gonna forge themselves together.
Okay.
Because we're gonna find out she may not be dead, and their powers together might call out the Phoenix Force to stop whatever they have to do, and then one of them is gonna pay the price.
Okay.
I think at the end of the series we're gonna lose probably Madeline.
That would make more sense. Yeah.
Right. And then
But with this fucking show, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Because I did not expect to see my Gambit die, and he's dead.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, just some highlights on the intro. There's some things there's themes that are happening, and they eventually pay off, like the Nimrod and the Master Mold. But Phoenix and Apocalypse, and then seeing Storm and Logan as a couple, and then Forge standing there. We know we're supposed to get a flashback to an alternate timeline of that, or like not flashback, but like a storyline of that. So I'm imagining it's gonna happen in these last 3 episodes, some way.
yeah.
So
Maybe it'll be like it'll tie into Cable, and it's one of the timelines he visits, or something
fair,
like that.
fair.
You know?
Okay, but yeah, it opens up
And
he dies.
yes,
I'm just kidding.
No, but yeah, so it opens up on his funeral, and I needed this episode to help channel some of my mourning, which I enjoyed how they went about it.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that, you know, they actually paying tribute. They're not just passing it over. You know what I mean? Because he's a giant character in the X-Men universe. So
yeah,
it was nice to see.
Initially, at first, I was annoyed because Rogue wasn't there.
So you were Jubilee, you were pissed.
Yeah, but then I kind of thought about it. If it was the Rogue from the X-Men movies, where all she has is the power to take your powers for a second or whatever, and not the absorb powers from Captain Marvel already that she has in the comic book or in the series. If she was the quote unquote weaker version of herself, then I think she'd be there and she'd be sad and mourning.
Yeah.
But because she has this power, she's hell bent on this power to get revenge. You know what I mean?
She's furious because
she's furious.
Both of her guys died.
We see Jean and Scott hold hands though. They're kind of starting to work through their really big problems.
Yeah,
but
the issues. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and Kurt gave it a beautiful eulogy.
Didn't he, man?
Beautiful eulogy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, I want him to write my eulogy.
Right. Yeah, he did a really good job. I'm liking the way they're portraying Nightcrawler in this series.
Pretty straightforward the way he's always been. But he he drops these one-liner motivational wisdom quotes that are just
that are deep as hell sometimes too. Yeah.
You know? And then, like you said, yeah, Jubilee's mad at Rogue. I get it. I get why she's not there, and she's hellbent on getting revenge. And then she fucking breaks into this facility.
Dude, okay. I couldn't wait to tell you about this because you being a big anime fan, that attack on General Ross's base, that felt very anime to me. Did it to you?
Yeah, it gave me Invincible vibes, the show that I was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But the movements, the camera angle shots that they were using. Well,
it also gave me a highlight back to playing Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
And so that like flip and like superhero kick move that she does is a move that she does in the game. Yeah. Rogue's pretty OP in the game too.
And that's pretty close to the anime style. So yeah, okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it all comes full circle. Yeah, that I liked it a lot. And we see General Ross, right? Mm-hmm. And we know he's gonna come up in Brave New World pretty soon. Yep. So we haven't seen him. When was the last time we seen General Ross?
Since Civil War?
No.
We saw Black Widow. Yeah.
Black Widow, yeah. And it was the OG Ross before he passed away.
Yep.
And then so he's like, this was meant to contain the Hulk. And I like how she uses the containment center. So the thing that broke through the ceiling, it looks like the same thing that they had Loki in the helicarrier.
Oh, right.
That was built to hold the Hulk.
Yeah.
And since that's indestructible, she used that to break through the
Yeah. And I just thought her line about my daddy always said breaking into prison is a lot easier than breaking out.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a nice liner.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like she's a badass dude. Yeah. I'd be scared of that woman. Sure. And then so from there, let's see what jumps over.
They go to the aftermath of the attack on Genosha.
Oh yeah, well no, Scott's talking to the president.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, right, so this time, well, when's Dia de los Muertos?
The actual date?
Mm-hmm.
Producer, do you know that? The date of Dia de los Muertos? I know it's around Halloween.
November 1st and 2nd.
Nice. Okay.
Why
do you bring that up?
Because in the episode when she's in Mexico, it's the same day, and it's Dia de los Muertos there.
Oh, okay.
You remember, like, cause when I jumped a little bit ahead. So Scott's talking to the president, and he is like, "Oh, the optics right now doesn't really look so great. If I were to, continue helping you guys find mutants, you know what I mean?"
Oh, right. Okay.
So, and he's like, "I'm trying to stop someone being put in office that wouldn't support you guys like I would." So I think it's, and it makes sense because if it's November 1st and 2nd, Dia de los Muertos, it's also election year probably for him.
Oh, right.
So that kind of ties into what he's saying.
Okay.
I don't know if General Ross has anything to do with the election, but General Ross eventually becomes president,
right?
So
yeah.
I don't know if that's going to tie in.
And
here.
I think he is president in Brave New World, right?
He is.
Okay.
Correct. All he is, and he. Initially, everyone was speculating that he was maybe a vice president, General Ross, or like he was Secretary of State General Ross, and then the vice president and the president got killed, and that's why he stepped to power.
Oh, gotcha.
But it looks like he's been elected into it from the synopsis of Brave New World.
And again, this is his late 90s, so we don't know when. Well, do we know the timeline of Brave New World when that's set? Is that current?
Yeah, it's current.
It's current. Okay,
current.
So all right.
Yeah,
so,
but he's a lot younger in there.
In 97, yeah.
So maybe that was his first crack of trying to run for president.
All right.
But
he's still a general in here, so that timeline checks out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know. It's just there was the timeline. Now we know what the time of the year is. It's 1997, and it's
around November.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, November 1st or 2nd, one of those days for Dia de los Muertos. And then so that means the attack on Geonosis it's been a week past that now. So they've been searching through rubble for a full week.
And
now.
That's pretty close to September, and that Bodemeo structure this whole season around. So you know what I mean? Like 9/11 happened in September, and now Genosha is right before November.
I didn't think about that.
So it ties in even more. All right, that's nice.
But then we find out that he's like, you still haven't even found Val. There's no update on Val. Val's missing. We cannot find her. But they can't find her body.
you're an honorary X-Men now, so you're just like, we're looking.
Yeah, I really think she's super sus, bro. Yeah. Like I really feel like she's Mystique. I said it first episode, and now it's picked up a lot of steam. Everyone's talking about it. You know, Cosmic Wonder.
Yeah, she is Mystique. She just changed form, and then everybody's looking for her, and she's somebody else. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, that was pretty interesting, and you know, like I said, Scott is being. He is a badass, but he's being a lot more aggressive.
And we were talking about this. We like that they're getting back to how Cyclops was in the 90s series, because the Fox universe softened this guy up horribly. So it's nice to see him back to his badass ways. And
he was a badass before, but he was always respectful. He was this Boy Scout too,
for sure. Because
very much Charles, like Steve Rogers. You know what I mean? And I just keep in the back of my mind, it keeps like a bell keeps going off that he's gonna be the Dark Phoenix Force. And remember, I told you he puts that team together.
Yeah. Well, I think we're seeing this because he's lost Charles, so now he feels like. Remember the earlier episode, he says he feels like he has to step up. And
the irony in that is when he takes on the Dark Phoenix Force, he actually kills Charles in that comic book line with his optic blast. He kills him, which is interesting to see. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah. But then from there we cut to Jean comforting him. You know, just missing his baby. That's now gone in the future.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Madeline, still no one knows where she's at. And then Beast, he quotes Mr. Rogers.
I have that same note. So I wanted to ask you, I don't know if this is a dumb question or not, but you know me, I love asking
Mr. Rogers and then see Steve Rogers.
Yeah. So you know me, I love asking the dumb questions, but when he says the ever affable Mr. Rogers, I was wondering, is he referring to Steve Rogers or the show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Because that was airing around the same years as the 97 series.
It was Steve. Mr. Rogers.
It is, right? Okay, so that wasn't that dumb of a question. Awesome.
No. I thought he was, the way I took it, he was quoting him, Mr. Rogers, and then I was like, did you just say Mr. Rogers?
It wasn't a coincidence that they then put up Steve Rogers. Like, it's not.
That was intentional.
I
was like, we just saw his shield. Is he going to be in this episode already? Yeah. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, let me see what's going to happen. And then sure fucking enough.
Yep.
Let me see.
Oh, I did have a note too. So it's right after this stuff happens, but during the scene of Amelia explaining about the triage, you can really start to see how Beau DeMayo based this season off of the events of 9/11. So, like, everything that was happening after that was around Ground Zero and stuff like that. You could really start to see it play out ever since we found out that this season is based off that. Yeah, I'm really starting to notice it more and more.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then, like you said, we see Captain America. She goes to this fucking hidden base, and it gave you that, like, was it Winter Soldier? Yeah,
yes,
Winter Soldier
I have the
vibe.
Same note. I have the same note. Yep.
And
where
then
he takes Black Widow in New Jersey
and
through that
Camp Levi. This is a total different camp, and it gives off that same Zola's Operation Paperclip, where he gets pulled, and then they end up extracting his mind and creating that supercomputer.
Yeah,
and it's computers upon computers, you know, out there.
Oh yeah, Zola's algorithm. Yeah.
And then. But this one is focused on OZT, which is Operation Zero Tolerance, which is led
to exterminate mutants.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was like, why did she give her back his shield? Like, what the fuck? She held it the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, give the fucking old man his shield back. Like, come on.
Well, he's not old yet. So, he is old.
Yeah,
you're right. Sorry.
He's totally old.
When you say old man, I think old man Cap in the game.
So,
no.
Yeah. All right. He's still an old ass man.
Yes.
And then she fucking just launches the fuck out of it.
Shit out of the shield.
Oh my god.
Straight into the mountains. What I loved about this is they go back to Cap's face, and his facial expression to me just screamed, really?
Yeah.
Because now he's going to have to go back and walk up here. Well, no, he could run pretty fast. Or take his bike. But try to fucking find that shield.
Yeah.
And this is the 90s, so we don't know if there's GPS on that yet.
Yeah.
So he's just got to
and it's non-detectable in a metal detector.
Right.
You know? So what the fuck? What is he going to do? How is he going to find this thing?
He's going to use his Boy Scout skills to find that thing. Yep.
I'd be pissed as fuck. Like, if I saw her about to get her ass handed to her by, like, Thanos coming up and, you know, Cap's like, Oh well, you threw my shield.
No,
I'd look the other way, bro. Fuck
you would,
that.
Captain America. Steve Rogers would not. He'd be like,
best of. I would approve of you being petty right now, Steve Rogers. She deserves it. That was
he would save her, then be like, and you remember when you threw my shield?
Yeah. Don't be touching my shit again.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it goes back to Beast talking to
the reporter.
The reporter, yeah. And so what's her name? Miss Tilly. Tish Tilly. And so she goes, he quotes MLK, which is pretty fucking deep.
Nice.
Riots are the language of the unheard, which was a quote from MLK. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. And then he starts getting snippy because she's making it seem like, if they weren't mutants, none of this would ever happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's because they're mutants, and he's like, maybe that was our biggest mistake. That begging for your tolerance was our first mistake. And
he comes with the mic drop line.
Yeah,
I loved, and I wrote it down. He goes, "Now forgive me, I dare not waste any more of your tolerance, Miss Toby." I was like, yes, Beast.
Because he's pissed, and he's starting to lose faith in Charles Xavier's vision. Like, everyone's so shook right now. They're like, he gave the X-Men to Magneto, and do they know he's alive at this point? Like, are they at the end?
Does who know?
Yeah, because the X-Men have been talking. They've been mourning the guy.
Right? Oh, you're asking if the X-Men know that he's still alive?
Did Charles wipe their mind to forget and just think he died?
Well, they're seeing it as he left the planet because
she's the only one that has the technology to keep him alive.
Yeah, and she said he could only stay alive there, so they see it as he's dead because he can never return.
Yeah.
So that's the death that they see, is how I'm taking it. You know what I mean? So they don't know that he's gonna be able to come back now.
Right.
That's just my theory on it.
Plot twist. Do you think she's in on this whole big scheme? The whole idea was to remove Charles Xavier so that the X-Men and the mutants would fall apart. You think she might be?
So she's behind even the assassination plot and everything?
Well, no. She's working with Bastion. She's working with whoever's above Bastion and Sinister. Well, no, because the episode ends with him finding out that he's back alive. So
because they found that satellite and stuff.
Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
All right,
cancel that theory.
All right.
Yeah, guys, don't kill me for that one. All right, please. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, he's losing faith in Charles.
The next note I have is about Rogue absorbing.
Gyric's
thoughts.
Yeah.
That last
he's just
image,
chilling in some fucking dope ass compound in looks like a drug lord's lair.
Yeah, she's like, this ain't a prison. What did she say? This is a resort.
A resort. Yeah.
But when we see her taking, his thoughts and absorbing that stuff, I had to pause this a bunch of times, and I was telling you, I finally got the image, and I was even trying to do some research, trying to figure out. I was like, is that fucking Apocalypse? Then I was like, I was stuck on Doom for a while, because it looked like his hood and the mask shape kind of resembled it.
It kind of did. I get what you're saying, but
you set me straight, and you're telling me that it's
Nimrod. Yeah,
exactly.
So it's him as Nimrod. So in the intro, we see the big, huge master mold, and then the opening in his chest, and then it's Nimrod staying in there. So Nimrod is a advanced sentinel from the future.
Okay.
And then Master Mold makes all of the sentinels.
Okay.
So it's like the future and the past kind of put together, and it it creates this Bastion.
Okay.
That's who Bastion is. So he's X-Men version of Brainiac, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because Brainiac's he's a robot essentially.
Yeah, and he's part of a hive mind species. So he just came and decided to try to take over Earth.
Yeah. So he's connected to all of his sentinels and stuff like that. So Bastion's a badass, and then so she takes the memories and she sees the flashbacks, and then we don't see her for a little bit, and then after that
it goes back to the aftermath. Genosha, yeah.
And then they find Emma Frost in Diamond form. So we've already seen her in Diamond form before, but this is the X-Men series. She never used it. So they use this as a traumatic experience happening for her to have a second mutation for a second
where powers
ability.
Evolve. Yeah,
yeah, which was cool. And how like she's like, what did she say? I've always done well under pressure.
Yeah,
like that's such a diamond joke. Like the
for real. Yeah. That's like, a very Scott joke to put, like how he's been saying these little one-liners. Yeah.
Do you think Emma was like laying under the rubble? She's like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna say. I'm all diamond right now. Like if they find me,
I think all her concentration was just on staying as a diamond form and waiting to be rescued. And then that was just she's witty, so I'm pretty sure that just came to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Scott cries. You know, because he thought it was Madeline. You know, because
is that what you took from that? I didn't take. Yeah,
because Gene's like, a telepathic.
Oh, that makes sense.
And he's like Madeline, and he takes off after they were like having a moment and starting to like talk about like fighting through their emotions. Mm-hmm. He's like Madeline, and it's like that meme where like the guy's walking with the girl and it looks back.
Yeah,
and like Madeline, he's like, hey, he takes off. You know,
yeah. I didn't connect that. I saw him seeing her be rescued, and then him being in the aftermath, and he just broke down because he sees that there is a survivor.
No,
I didn't connect that, but to be honest, I'm not really too invested in that storyline.
Really?
Yeah, not too much. No? Dude, his death really has me just fucking my mind blown. All right, so I'm just everything is just an afterthought. All right, I'm just like I'm still on that.
Well, Bodemile said 8 to 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be major episodes, and I'm gonna be very strapped in and just like, what are you gonna do?
I want to see Nightcrawler use his swords and see him in action.
Which he's another one I should have fucking named when you told me about the Spitfire round about characters that have swords. I'm like, how the fuck did I not come up with him?
For real! And we were talking about it in that episode.
Yep,
bruh.
I was like, we dumb. Shit.
Anyways, so then Trask, sets up the X-Men, not realizing he was calling them in for an ambush.
Yeah, they go to Madripoor,
which is cool. We get to see Madripoor again for the second time in MCU continuity.
Mm-hmm. With that coded message about the vending machine's never out of diet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That
was so 90s, though.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, absolutely. And funny fact, did you know that Diet Cola, what that was?
No.
Madripoor is in it's close to Brazil. Right, South America.
Okay.
That is the bottle that Stan Lee drank, and he's like, "Oh!" And then he drops it at the end.
Because it had Hulk's blood in it.
Yeah, that's the same brand that in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what that nice. Cola was. Yeah. But that's a fun little fact.
Okay.
And then it switches over to Star.
Roberto and
Jubilee and the parents knew
the whole time.
Yeah, and I find that sus.
I see it as how, and again, it goes back to the mutant being or a representation of the LGBTQ community, because I saw it as how a homosexual child or a member of that community comes out to a parent that already knows, and they're like, it wasn't my thing to tell you. I was waiting for you to be comfortable enough to tell me.
Okay. Well, maybe this is just I didn't see it that way.
Okay.
I should have, and makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It might shit on my theory right now, but I'm like, are they bankrolling Sinister and Bastion?
Oh no, I think you went a different way on that.
Yeah,
because. When
yours is a beautiful approach to it, mine's like evil fucking with the world we live in, and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's because you have a very business mind, so a lot of your theories go to that.
Yeah. Because they gave me vibes from what's the movie or the series with Hawkeye?
What do you mean?
Oh, the Hawkeye. Yeah, the Hawkeye series. Yeah. No.
It's like, what do you mean the series that it's named after? Wow.
How Kay Bishop's mom was working for Kingpin.
Oh, right, right.
That's the vibe it gave me.
Oh, okay. I just saw it. Well, after he comes out and tells her that I'm a mutant, I just hated that the business PR BS that she comes up with. Like, all right, now we got to hide it just because this whole thing with Genosha. We don't want shareholders to panic. I was like, here we go, this shit again.
But that's why I thought she's hiding it. She knew the whole time because I think she was genetically enhanced to be able to give birth to a mutant. Bankrolling Sinister this whole time. Sinister messes with genetics.
That's an interesting theory,
to take because he's a powerful mutant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's where my mind went.
Oh, okay. It's an interesting theory. I just saw it as she's trying to protect her fortune and her business.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know what I mean? Especially with how in the news everything's in turmoil. Everybody's at each other. So she's like, let me try to at least save my business.
Fair. You know. Then it cuts to Kirk finding Rogue broken down.
Yeah.
So that was
a powerful scene. That was a really touching scene.
I was watching somebody and they reported that there's a scene missing from when she takes Gyric's memories and then she ends up where she's at right now. Okay. So from all the trauma from Gyric, that's why she has this little breakdown. She's in that corner.
So like a deleted scene. Okay.
Yeah. So there was supposed to be parts of her showing her breakdown with her own grief and then taking on Gyric's grief. It was too much for her to take.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that's why she's kneeled down in that corner in Mexico.
Okay.
So Kurt finds her, and then he like breaks wisdom, and like just kind of like emotionally like just lifts her up, and then she breaks down.
Yeah.
And then he kind of said it out loud, not realizing that. I didn't realize the whole team was behind him. He's like, you didn't only lose one, you lost both.
Yeah.
So they all know that her and Eric were fucking?
So this is the thing. You keep thinking as if she cheated on him, but Gambit even said they were never official. They wanted to be together, but they couldn't because of her powers. So they were unofficially together. So for her to go to Gambit, it's still a shitty thing to do. But it kind of goes back to like that friends we were on a break deal. But they were never actually a couple.
That's not the point I asked. I asked, does the whole team know?
Probably, dude. They're smart. They're not dumb. But that's what I'm saying. That's the reason I brought that up.
And Jean couldn't go to Rogue and be like, yo, what are you doing?
I mean,
your Mon Ami's over there watching.
She's got her own issues she's dealing with.
Get your cheeks clapped right now.
Jean's got her own betrayal she's dealing with. You know what I mean? True.
And Storm left, so it's not really another girl to go
exactly
approach. Hey, girlfriend.
There's a lot going on in that mansion.
Yeah, the danger room. There's a lot of cheeks getting clapped in there.
Yeah, apparently.
Jesus Christ, that's what I'm gonna call it now.
The danger room.
Yeah,
it's no longer a fight simulator. It's the danger room. Yeah.
No, it is the danger room. That's what they call it. But I'm saying I'm gonna call that time danger room time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, all right. So
let's see, and then so after the whole team's there, right?
Yeah,
and we see, so Addie added to it, right? So our friends over at Fometics,
yeah.
Wolverine's like up against the wall like that,
yeah,
and Morph is like super close, like
they look like a couple, yeah,
they totally look like a couple, dude. And I said it, I'm like, dude, they look. I feel like Morph has the hots for him,
Yeah.
Maybe Wolverine does too. It might be friendship from that side, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make
it grows into something.
It grows into that. Well, maybe not. We'll see what happens.
And then it just adds to the theory of why he didn't go with Jean when she kind of like threw herself at him, and he that could be a reason.
Because they're not official though. Right. But they're not official, and he did the right thing and didn't go be a little hoe,
right?
And take advantage of it. Exactly. Like Rogue was being a little hoe.
Better than Rogue.
Yeah, so Rogue's a rogue. Rogue's a hoe. I just fucking mashed them
exactly.
I was with Vic yesterday, and his new girlfriend, he mooed at her. So there's a story behind this. So he meant to say, my I think it was my something and babe, and he oh no, boo. So he meant to say like my love or my whatever, and then boo, and then he said moo. She's like, excuse you? This fucking mooed at me?
Yeah.
And she took it as he called her a cow for mooing.
Oh, wow.
And Vic could not hold this shit together. He was laughing too hard.
Yeah.
So she's pissed off. He's hysterically laughing.
Yeah.
And there's no communication going on.
For at least a good, minute or so?
Yeah, and then fine. He's like, no, I meant to say mine, whatever. And then boo. And then I said...
He's that much of a vegan, he's turning into an animal? Is that what you're telling me? I got to message you, Vic. I got you.
That's funny, dude. I was dying yesterday when he told me. She was
That's
like,
funny.
I was so mad. She's like, it makes sense. Why? Because he puts his words together for no reason. But yeah, anyways.
Nice.
Back over to
The topic of the episode, which is X-197. So Trask, we get to after Rogue breaks down.
Yeah.
Then
Bastion shows up to kill Gyrick.
yeah,
Just fucking cold blood.
and we see him in like it looks like a general's.
Who, Gyrick?
No, not Gyrick. Bastion, not general. Yeah, I would say the end of his blazer has those two stripes. So like a higher up in military, it looks like. I don't know if you see him when he goes to choke him out. The end of his blazer has two stripes on it.
Does it really?
Yeah. Because I was trying to figure out who it was, and I was looking at every little detail I could. So, but anyway, he chokes him out, or he suffocates him
Okay.
and kills him. And then the X-Men get a communique from, who was it?
Trask.
From Trask, right? So then they go to Trask, and then they find out where he is, right?
Yeah, so he tells them to go to Madripoor, and to
Well, that was
go to
earlier.
the...
Wasn't that earlier? Or am I mixing up spots?
I think you're mixing up spots,
Okay.
actually.
Because what happens after he suffocates Trask?
No, you got me all mixed up.
Okay.
After he suffocates... Let's see. Bastion kills Gyrick. He doesn't suffocate. It's Gyrick that he suffocates.
Right.
Yeah, and then they switch over to Madripoor, and they're in the UN building.
That's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. All right.
And then he's like, the building can be cleared for you. And when they walk in, all the guards say OZT, and they're all knocked out on the floor.
Right, and then Wolverine's like that they've been hit with was it sleeping gas?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I don't recall that part.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, oh, that's what he meant by this place was gonna be cleared out. And then he says, okay, yeah. I think I vaguely remember.
And then that's when Morph goes to the vending machine and hits the diet button, comes out, and then the
door opens up.
Yep.
Yeah. So as they're walking through, they see these like beings, and like Beast is like, since when did the U.S. government have what's it called? The technology. He's like, some of this technology is light years ahead. Like, where are they getting this shit from?
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of, for me, it just solidified that was Bastion again.
Mm-hmm.
And then was it Gyrix just ready to just jump? He's ready to take his life because he realized he fucked up by helping Sinister and Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, I really don't think he knew he was a Prime Sentinel protocol.
Yeah, it looked very genuine because he thought that, or what he was telling the X-Men was like, oh, they're using my blood to make these things, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't in the know.
Yeah, I don't think he knew.
Yeah, or it came off that way.
And then Rogue goes up there like to stop him, and then Wolverine's like, we're gonna have to save this asshole again, aren't we? And then she's like, tell me everything you know. He's like, I don't got nothing. She's like, neither do I, and drops his ass.
Yep. And then they're like, is this who we are? Or who said
Morph.
that? Morph said that, right?
Morph is like, is this who we are? And then Wolverine's like, hey, this is what we all wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I mean, I said it before. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. So she is pissed.
And he's pissed off.
I wouldn't put it past her to just drop him.
And then he comes back and just lays them all out. And one hit punches, not one hit punch, but one hit Rogue, and she's out. She's out for the count. The whole fight at the end, like, just gone.
Well, he did catch her by surprise too.
Yeah,
she was the first one to get hit with that blast. Yeah,
yeah. And then they're like walking around, and then the top couple floors just explode, start falling off, and that was pretty quick on how Jean and Cyclops kind of like help. He's like, I got the debris, you get the thing, so
yeah.
Does it show how they land? Like, none of them can fly but Jean. How the hell did Beast and Wolverine and Morph get on the floor? Morph probably morphed into somebody.
Quicksilver, because remember he went over there and he started hitting.
Yeah, but like
maybe from the blast.
Yeah, from the roof, from the up in the top of the building.
I don't recall how they got down, but I know that. Probably, I don't know. A lot of shit was happening.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to.
But it was cool. At first, I thought it was actual Quicksilver. I was like, oh shit, where did he come from?
Same.
What's he up to in Madripoor?
Yeah.
I thought he was up to no good or something.
Then he gets hit and transforms back into Morph.
Does he die? Does Morph die when he gets hit?
No, see, here's the thing. He just keeps saying neutralize.
Who's he?
So,
no, the Sentinels.
Sorry, yeah.
The Sentinels.
But no, I meant Trask.
Yeah.
He keeps saying at once he's mutated, whenever he takes one down, neutralize. So he doesn't say eliminated or killed. You know what I mean?
He doesn't.
So
which is
they're
good.
just knocked out.
But like when he gets hit as Quicksilver, his white stuff just flies all over the place, and then he falls over, and that's when Logan's like Morph, and he gets mad and he goes to attack.
Yeah,
but like
I just took it as him passing out because he got hit really hard, and it changed from Quicksilver. Oh, that was the smoke coming off of his hands. Because after he was punching him.
If you rewatch it,
okay,
he gets hit as Quicksilver, and then he morphs back into Morph, and this white goo stuff flashes out, like as if...
Oh, that part. Okay, I thought you were talking about after he punched him when he's like trying to blow out his hands from
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I hope he didn't die, like...
I don't think that they're dead. I think he's just knocking them out really fucking bad.
Yeah. So I think the only if Morph dies, I think these next 3 episodes are gonna do some type of Days of Future Past situation like the movie where they rewrote, like they changed the past and Wolverine's consciousness situation and all that. I think that's why Wolverine's in that other alternate.
Which we now know Endgame demolishes that theory.
It was a different type of time travel. They went through the quantum realm and followed.
Oh, and she went. She transformed him.
She moved his consciousness through it.
Not transform. Moved. Yeah, you're right. Okay, fair enough.
It's a different version of it, and it works.
Yeah.
And because that's what's his face does with the M on his face. He's the one that took Nathan to the future.
Oh, Bishop.
Yeah. So that's we see him go into the past in Days of Future Past to keep warning the other teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
So his consciousness can continue to go through all that. But
That's right.
Wolverine's, because his mind is being healed as it's being torn apart, he's the only one that can take that type of conscious situation.
Got you.
You know, and initially it was supposed to be Rogue. You know, in the
really?
road cut, have you seen the road cut of Days of Future Past?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the road cut shows, and she was supposed to come back.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And she was supposed to be, but they cut her ultimately because her scenes were kind of irrelevant for the story.
Okay.
Yeah, if you watch the road cut, she comes back and she they don't show her flying, but she has like a white and green suit instead of a white and yellow suit.
Oh, all right.
Her hair's long. It's not curly or nothing, but yeah, she's the one that helps. I think Kitty, you know how Kitty gets like cut?
Yeah.
And she's the one that's doing the mind warp situation. Yeah. She takes her powers and takes over for her.
Oh, gotcha. Because, yeah, I just remember her having a smaller role in that movie, and I know that there was deleted scenes, but I didn't know there was a whole, like, cut for it.
Yeah, she was completely cut from the movie, but yeah.
Yeah, unless I did see it and just don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's possible. It was a long time ago.
It must have been awkward, too, to see, because Kitty and Bobby were dating.
Oh, right.
Movie.
Yeah.
And then she would come back and be like, oh, you're my ex, you know, kind of thing. So
yeah, that's a very awkward situation there. But yeah, so that whole scene was pretty badass. Just that fight going on, and then what I liked was when Trask, not Trash, he is Trash, but
yeah,
Trask is asking Cyclops when he has him pinned down. He's like, "Tell me, Orphan, how does it feel to be abandoned by the future?" And then immediately having Cable come from the future and save him was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, I love it. It was like, it's a really good timing.
Like, why didn't they think about this before?
Well, think about it. It's the 90s, dude. They don't have that tech yet.
They have EMPs back then.
In the 90s?
Yeah, they do.
Well, this is also X-Men, so fair enough. All right.
Yeah, EMP. Batman's been using EMPs since the 90s.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
Like, I don't know why they never thought to do that and amplify them.
Well, to be fair, I think this is where my mind was going. They don't know anything about this guy. They just thought he was a person, so they don't have time to figure out how to stop him. They're just trying.
But I'm saying the other Sentinels, they're hell bent on busting them up with their own powers, and EMP would have knocked that shit out.
Oh, true. I mean, maybe they don't have large enough EMPs for that, or
access to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then, never mind. Yeah, because that would make them be more of a military force and
correct
to start having weapons, and then that would not look good for them against humanity because they'd be like, oh, so now you have weapons and you have superpowers. Yeah,
so you're planning.
And now what are you planning?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, never mind. That makes sense why they never did.
Yep.
Because it would just make them look worse. Okay, cool. Even though they're not bad, it's just they would make them look worse to the human.
For sure, yeah.
All right, that makes sense then. But yeah, it was dope that he fucking throws it, and then Jean and Cable have like this connection immediately. And I don't think she was purposely trying to read his memories. It's just a link between Madeline and Jean and him.
Yeah, and then he gets pissed like, "Stop! You're not her.
You're not her." Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then he's like, "Let's skip the reunion, Dad."
Yeah, because there's more pressing issues at hand. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed that scene. It was really good.
Yeah. And then it skips over to Bastion. And he calls he's talking to Mr. Sinister, and he calls them the Gene Freaks.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of rude, you know, almost like Mudbloods, you know.
Yeah,
the Wizarding World or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about how the X-Men are selling a white lie, and again, that goes back to my other topic. Like, did Charles make them forget that he was gone and like that he died, or
no? Well, he said that they're selling the white lie because he thinks that they're in on it. But I don't think that they are.
Yeah, I think Charles might have wiped and make them believe that he died.
How though? He was unconscious when she took him.
But he knew everything that was happening on Earth either way.
But that's what that scene was, where he was gonna have to wipe them from his memory. So why do you think he would do that in the opposite way while he was out there?
To protect them, to have them not chase after him. And if he didn't live, and if he died, then he died. You know, and they would just think he's dead.
Okay, I get that, but I just don't see it. I think that they honestly believe he's gone and never coming back, and they're just mourning it as a death. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, why sell it? Why not say that he took off with the Shi'ar
because of everything else that's taking place. Magneto's taking over. X-Men. It's a whole
right,
thing.
But why have a will like that? That's the part that just doesn't check out for me.
That's you know what I mean. Yeah.
Why have a will in place? Why put all this stuff as if it's a real death?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if he comes back, you just fake death. That's government fraud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know it's a big crime. But I don't know, because maybe he was never planning on coming back. Or they didn't think he could at that time. So that will was always set in place before he got assassinated.
That's true.
So he had that in place, and then in case of his actual death. And they just put it to play because it seems to the public like he actually died.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. We're going to get answers in 8 through 10, definitely, on this.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope the cliffhanger for 10 going into season 2 isn't too much. We're like, bro, I got to wait for the next season because I know it's already done, but we don't know when it's coming out, and I'm not trying to wait.
Like you might have to.
Hey, come on, bro.
Just think about how long you waited to get X-Men 97. And then just tap into that patience. Try to.
It's over.
Now that you have the little taste,
it's gone. It's gone. Yeah,
that's a good point.
So Bastion talks about how the X-Men have been selling a white lie because he like fixed that satellite, and then he's like watching Charles on the Shi'ar, and just apparently
basically
knows everything.
A spy satellite.
Yeah, knows everything that's happening over there. So then he's like, but it turns out I have a white lie of my own, and then it turns out fucking Eric's alive. Magneto didn't die.
See, didn't I tell you? I'm like, are you sure he's dead? Do you really think he's dead?
I thought he's dead, bro.
He's an Omega level.
Yeah.
He's one of the staples of X-Men, the series in the comic line. I don't think they would have killed him like that, honestly. And I was my little gut feeling was right. He's still alive. Yeah. I don't know how the fuck he survived that, and I doubt the people he was protecting survived.
Yeah. Do you think?
I was just hoping it was Gambit, not him, that was still alive.
Do you think Leech took more of the blast from him then to protect him?
I don't know.
You think? Yeah, it'd be nice if Leech did something like that too, because that's in his power set to take other people's powers and dampen them around him. Mm-hmm. Maybe he released back his full powers to
shield the blast.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice way to because he saw Magneto as his protector. He's like, well, let me try to
Magneto saved him initially earlier, in the previous episodes. So maybe that, maybe Leech
that's a good
gave
theory.
His life to. Yeah, I'd hope. I mean, it's. Yeah, because they have to explain how he survived. I think they.
I hope that's gonna come in the next episode.
Yeah.
Because they have to touch on it because then it's gonna be a huge question just left out there.
Yeah, and then he's like shaving him. And he's like, he's
prepping him for something.
Will he be a Sentinel? Will he be made into a Sentinel? A Prime Sentinel?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that they'll be able to. Because, again, he's an Omega level mutant. I think his powers would help prevent that in some form or fashion.
But if he has the collar that takes his powers away.
Oh, shit, that's right. I didn't think of that.
What is he going to do?
Fuck, that's
he
right.
He can't stop it.
That makes sense then, yeah. I totally forgot about the collar that was on him. Yeah.
Because otherwise it was the irony of him getting shaved with a metal blade, and a man of magnetism. He should have been able to stop that, And
I guess it depends on when he does the procedure to transform him, if the collar stays on or has to be taken off.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe that's...
No, it'll stay on.
You think
yeah, Bastion wouldn't...
He would design it that way, because then other mutants would try to fucking... Fight back before it. Yeah. Okay.
So
you got anything else?
That's
how the episode ends in the huge bombshell.
Huge cliffhanger. Yeah. I don't have anything else. No.
I don't have anything else except I'm excited for these next fucking episodes. They're gonna be really good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm eager to see how all this plays out. What they do with Bastion. I don't know. Do you have any more questions on who Bastion is and what he is or what?
No, I think you've answered that. Yeah. You gave me a pretty good overview of it. But all right, guys. That's going to do it for us today. Stay tuned for those next episodes. We're going to be here covering that for sure. And for any new viewers, Kike, why don't you let them know how long I'm with you?
To the end of the line.
Thanks.